Hello. If you can hear me loud and clear, please do well to let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. So if you are in the house, just drop it on the comment section. Today promises to be a great time with us. So if you can hear me loud and clear as we begin what we have for today, and we're going to be receiving our guest shortly. So if you can hear me wherever you are joining me from, just type on the comment section that you can hear me loud and clear, and also where you are joining from. Come on, let's do that quickly so that we can get the ball rolling. So who do I have in the house already? Who do I have in the house already? Come on, if you can hear me, if you can see me, let me get to know quickly on the comment section so that we can get it moving, because this section is going to be recorded and I can't hear my voice from the speaker. I will need to know Azuka. Thank you very much. You can hear me loud and clear. Where are you joining me from, Azuka? Azuka Ezelibe joining. Okay, Moses can also hear me. Thank you. Moses is joining from is it Abuja now? Yeah. Okay. Azuka is joining from Lagos. Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining this evening. Yeah, we are going to start right away. Before I receive our guest for tonight, I quickly want to share something with us that I know will benefit you this evening. So do not mind me. I am interacting with my phone because I need to be in touch with our guest for today. So once he's in the house, I'll bring him up. But let us get today started. So for anyone who is just joining, just let me know where you are joining me from so that I can know where we are spreading our tentacles to. And we'll be able to get the statistics of those who are actually following what we are doing. Moses, thank you for always being with me. And Azuka, thank you for joining this evening. This evening, we are going to be having our guest, and that is, for so many of us who already know him, it's popularly known as the Don, and his name is Emeka Nobis. Well, when he comes into the studio, I will do much introduction of who he is and what he's going to be doing with us. And of course, for those who have been following, our work for quite some time, you probably would have been aware that we've been talking about habits. And why do we have to talk about habits? Why? Of course, it's Osas-Daniel mind mastery instinct, so we should be talking about mind. Why do we have to talk about habits now? Like I had always, I think I shared that with some of us before. The reason why I started talking about habits is because I discovered that you cannot really build the mindset that you want to build in the absence of habits. Now, you are familiar with this statement that is quoted from the Bible, that the body without the spirit is dead, and faith without works is dead. Now, for me, I have told a lot of people, and for those who truly want to listen and hear, that the mindset that you have without the habit is dead. How do I know that you have the rich mindset, that you have a mindset to be wealthy. I can only get to know about that mindset when I look at the things that you do on a daily basis. There is a way that people who are wealthy, there's a way they behave. There are things that they do. So if you do not have the mindset of someone who is wealthy, there is no way there's no way you can produce the wealth if you don't begin to do the things that the person who is wealthy are doing already. Now, I started a series this morning about the mind, because I need to let people know what the mind is, and then where does habit come into play. They two work hand in hand. The mindset is actually what people do not see. Nobody, if I sit with you until we start speaking, I really cannot tell what mindset that you have. But I can look at you from afar and see the things that you are doing. And then I can tell, like, come on, this person has this mindset. So for me, I decided to begin to scout, to look out for, to search for people that I know that have done something significant in their areas of endeavors. And for those that follow the summit, you saw those who came around and they shared their habits with us. And you agree with me that the habit they actually shared with us were all similar. This one is coming from an angle of a forest trader. The other person came from the angle of a fashion designer. Another person is coming from the angle of a coach. Another one came from the angle of a serial entrepreneur. A biomedical researcher came and also shared with us. But when you put all the things they shared with us together, they all sum up to similar habits, similar routines. In fact, some of them even mentioned the fact that they have read similar books. And when they started mentioning it, we saw that what they were doing, they all look the same, despite the fact that they are in their various works of life. Now, listen to this. The understanding that I had that, pushed me into what I am doing now is, while I started studying the lives of people who have done something great in life, I discovered that they are all in different fields. For instance, you know about Dangote. Dangote is wealthy today. Dangote is rich. He has ranked as the richest man in Nigeria, the richest man in Africa, the richest black entrepreneur in the world. And he has ranked on all those platforms for several years. And he's still spreading his tentacles, spreading his fame across the shores of Nigeria. That is an entrepreneur. He is wealthy. Now, let us look at Bill Gates, who we also know that he's also wealthy. Bill Gates is not doing the same kind of business that Dangote is doing. Bill Gates, of course, you know what Bill Gates is doing. And now let us look at Elon Musk. Let us look at Steve Jobs. And then let us come back to the ministry, the gospel. Let us look at Bishop David Oyedepo. Let us look at Kenneth Copeland. Now, all these people that I have mentioned, you agree with me that they all do different things. What these spelled out to me is the fact that it is not what you are doing that actually make you to become great. It is not what you are doing. Because if it is what you do that makes you great, then people who are great will be finding them doing the same thing. If it is what you do that makes you great, I just wish that people will come to this realization quicker, earlier in life. Because if you do, we will not have people who are forced, people who are pressurized to go and study a particular course. We will not have people who are doing the things that they do not like. Many people are into IT today because they saw that Bill Gates blew just with IT. Many people are into, okay, let me build an app and all that because they saw that someone like Mark Zuckerberg blew. But when you look at these people, it is not what they are doing that has made them the wealth that they have and the influence that they have gotten. It is not the things that they are doing. Rather, it is themselves. It is the man. It is the person that you have become that eventually makes what you are doing to become great. Now, what makes the person? It is the habit of the person. And that's the reason why when you look at all these great people that I have mentioned, they all have similar habits. It means that the same habit, let's say habits are numbered A, B, C, D, E, F. The same habit, if I am a gospel preacher, for instance, and I employ that same habit with the right mindset, I am going to get the result and become great. If another person who is a footballer takes that same habit, because one of the goals that I have is that I will scout for great men and women in virtually all walks of life to come and share their habits on this platform. And then you will get to understand that all these people, despite the things that they are doing, if you bring someone like Lionel Messi, if you bring someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, you are going to find out that their routines, their habits is similar to that of an entrepreneur. Is similar to that of a preacher who is doing well. It's similar to that of an engineer who has become, good at what he's doing and is making waves. It's similar to that of a lawyer who has become significantly good in what he's doing. It's similar even to that of a coach. So when you understand that it is not the thing that you are doing, I get worried when I see people running after things. Okay, they want to do this business today. They want to do the other business today. Oh, it is this one that is, reigning. It is a cryptocurrency today. Cryptocurrency. They want to run into cryptocurrency. But now let me tell you, you don't know that it is human being that gives value to the things that they do. Remember, there was a time when Elon Musk went into cryptocurrency. Do you know that cryptocurrency market went up because a person went there? And immediately he pulled out of crypto market. Crypto markets came down. I want you to get to the point so that you will understand that it is human beings that gives value to whatever it is that they are doing. Let me ask you, do you have any currency? Do you have any currency that does not have a human face? I have seen the Canadian dollars. I have seen the US dollars. I have seen Ghana cedis. I have seen Nigeria currency. And then online, I have seen the pound sterling. I am yet to see a currency that does not have a human face on it. Have you wondered to ask yourself why? Why is it that every currency has a human face? And the second thing that the currency has is that the currency has an inscription, a signature. Have you bothered to ask yourself? Now, if you are a Bible student with me, if I'm interacting with you, if I'm talking to you right now, please, I want you to be dropping whatever it is you are learning or getting from what I'm saying, be dropping it on the comment section. I'll display it on the screen. It shows that you are following what I'm saying. Can you remember the conversation that they had with Jesus when they were talking about tax? That you don't pay tax and your people do, do you people pay tax and all that? Why should we pay tax to Caesar and all that? And then Jesus asked them a question. He said, the currency you are holding, whose image is in it? And whose superscription, that signature, is in that currency? And they said, it is Caesar. And Jesus made a statement. He said, give what belongs to Caesar, and what belongs to God, to God. Many people do not know the import of that statement that Jesus made. It means that it is Caesar's image that is on that currency that makes that currency valuable. It is Caesar's image on that currency that makes the currency valuable. It is what you do with your life that eventually makes what you are doing to become great. Let me tell you, if Dangote decides to start selling pure water today, pure water business will become the in thing, because he's going to be making a hell of millions and billions of naira from selling pure water. Listen, it is not the pure water business. It is not. It is Dangote himself that has placed value. Do you know that if Dangote decide to sell pure water today, the price of pure water will go up? And that people will now even decide to buy pure water for as high as 100 naira. It is what you become with your life, and what makes a man. It is your mindset and your habits. The reason why people struggle in life is because their mindset is different from their habits. And a statement was made in the Bible, and it said, can two walk together except they agree? You are a human being, and a human being is operating on two realms, the spiritual realm and the physical realm. Many of us, every time we hear the word spiritual, we have mysticized it. We always think of mysticism when we talk about spiritual. But now let me break it down for you. When I use the word spiritual, I am only talking about the things that you cannot see with your eyes. And every day of your life, you interact with the spiritual realm and the physical realm. And many people are not aware. If I will prove it to you that today you have interacted with the spiritual realm and with the physical realm. Many people think it's only when they pray that they are interacting with the spiritual realm. No, every day of your life, you interact with both the spiritual realm and the physical realm. If you have ever taken a call today, not even a call, as we speak right now, what we are doing here is both spiritual and physical. I'll prove it to you. How is it that you are listening to me right now? I'm speaking from my office and you are wherever you are. Someone said he's joining from Lagos. Please, I want to know another person who's joining from any other place. Just type on the comment section where you are joining from. Someone is joining from Lagos. Another person is joining from Abuja. The distance between Jos, I'm based in Jos City in Plateau State. The distance between Jos and Abuja is about an average of 4 hours drive by car. That is an equivalent of about 250 to 300 kilometers. Now, the distance between Jos and Lagos is over 900 kilometers if my estimation is right. There is no physical connection between me and you. And here I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you, and you can hear my voice, you can see my face. And the things that I am saying is having effects on you. In fact, if I become so emotional right now and start crying, you will get emotional where you are and almost join me to shed tears. What do you think is happening to you and happening to me? What do you think is connecting you and me together? When we are together in the room, we can be discussing physically, we are seeing ourselves. But if you are away from me and you can hear me and you can see me just by a device that you are holding, you don't know that that's a communication that was transferred from the spiritual realm to you. We relate with the spiritual every day of our lives, and many of us are not aware of it. Can you hold thoughts? If I say you should think right now, or the thoughts that is going on your head right now, can you hold it? Can you see thoughts? Can you see it? Anything that you cannot see is spiritual. Now listen, let me reveal this to you. There are only two places for you to go if you want answers to any questions in life. Two. And before now, these two places that you should go to, they used to be at loggerhead. But current researches is beginning to bring them closer to each other, that both of them they mean the same thing. There are two places that you should go to ask for any question that you have. One is religion, and the second is science. I'll say it again. The only two places you should go to get answers to your questions in life, it is either religion or science. And both science and religion are gradually coming together. Both science and religion are gradually coming together to buttress most of the things that religion upheld before, that science antagonized. Science is beginning to bring out proofs that these things, they are real. If you are familiar with the Bible, because that's one of the religious books that we have, but however, it is beyond a religious book. The Bible said something in Hebrews chapter 11. A lot of us only read Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And that is where we stop. But if you can continue, you will get to verse 4. Verse 4 of Hebrews chapter 11 said that by faith we understood that the physical things that we see today, they were created from the things that we do not see. The physical things that we see today were created from the things that we do not see. Excuse me. What are the things that we do not see? If I don't know anything that we do not see with our physical eyes, I know that we don't see thoughts. I know that we do not see thoughts. Where was man created from? If you read Genesis, the account of creation, of course, I don't believe in the theory of evolution. In fact, it is the greatest insult you will give to humanity, that humanity came from apes, as propounded by Charles Darwin. And of course, if you read the biography of Charles Darwin, and then you find out the later part of his life, he said one of the mistakes that he made was that theory that he propounded. But that's not my emphasis right now. if you believe in the story, in the account of creation, you will agree with me that before man was created, there was a thought in the mind of the one who created man, and that's God. And God said, let us create man in our own image and in our likeness. What do you think was going on? Do you know that you hardly can say a word without you first of all thinking about the words? You hardly can say a word without you first of all thinking about the words. That's the reason why they said words are powerful. Why are words powerful? Words are only powerful because they are like the first channel of conversion of something that is in the spiritual realm into the physical realm. Words. Once the thought is conceptualized, the mouth voiced it out. So, if you know that that was where man came from, God had a thought and then he began to walk. Everything you will do in life will also begin with thought. If the things that you see now, man, plants, animals, were created from the things that we do not see, and that's thought, it therefore means that whatever it is that you will create, whatever it is that you want in your life, whatever it is it wealth that you want? Whatever it is that you want in your life must, without exception, begin from thought. But how do we know that you are thinking in the direction of what you want to create? We will see it by the things you will begin to do with your hands. We will see it, and that is where habits come from. A lot of people seems to, we don't understand the import. I started a series this morning on my daily podcast. I want to teach about the mind, and then I will get to a point where I will start talking about habits. From what I'm seeing, that series may take me close to over 20 episodes. I just started the episode 1 today. A lot of, when we say, where is the mind? What is the mind? A lot of people don't know. They don't know where to find the mind. They don't know how to place the mind. And that is the reason why a lot of us do the things that we do without even thinking about it. How come people live life the way they are living? It is because they truly don't know that the life that they are living is a product of the mind. How do I know that? The mind came in Genesis chapter 2. That was where the mind came. And what brought about the mind? People will not, for me, I have taken time, it's very close to 3 years now that I started following deliberately, consciously, the issues that has to do with the mind. So when I say I'm Osas-Daniel, the mind master, I say that word deliberately. If you read Genesis chapter 1, if you read verse 26 and 26 to 28. Hello, can you still hear me? Oh, my screen is not freezing. If you can hear me, let me know. Please type on the comment section if you can still hear me. Okay, I guess my network freezed my screen, so now I'm back. Now, the mind came from Genesis chapter 2. How do I know? In Genesis chapter 1, God said, "Let us make man in our image and our likeness." Chapter 1, verse 26. And then we get to verse 28 or thereabout. He said, "And he made them male and female, created he them." So it means that we have a male man and a female man. But when you start reading Genesis chapter 2, what will you find? You are going to see that God had finished creating the earth. But he said, God did not allow rain to fall upon the earth. Why? Because there was no man to till the ground. The man was created in Genesis chapter 1, and in Genesis chapter 2, God was saying that there was no man to till the ground. It therefore means that the man that was created in Genesis chapter 1 was actually created the way God exists, a spirit being. But now you know the reason why God created man in the first place was because God wanted to prove to Satan that God, I do not feel intimidated to allow somebody to be like me. You know, Satan wanted, yes, that's what I believe. Satan wanted to be like God. If you read Isaiah chapter 14, verse 14, he said he wanted to be like God. Of course, you know there was war in heaven and Satan was, thrown down with his angels. Now, God wanted to let Satan know that, come, I am not intimidated. I am not insecure. It was not out of insecurity that I did not allow you to be like me. The reason why I didn't allow you to be like me is because that was not what you were created for. Now, many of us get into problem when we start doing things that are not in alignment with our purpose in life. So, God, to prove to Satan, God decided to create man to be like him. And when that man was created in Genesis chapter 1, for man to have dominion like God was having dominion, of course, you know that the law of territory and the law of kingdom is that there cannot be two kings in one kingdom. So, in order for man to exercise his own kingship, God had to create another domain, another kingdom for man to exercise his kingship. And that was what brought about the creation of the earth that God did again. And then God, in chapter 2 of Genesis, God said there was no man to till the ground. So in the spiritual realm, the man was meant to dominate somewhere else, and that was the earth. So now, for God to bring the man to the earth, God came and took from the law of territory, means that also states that for you to live in a territory, you must be fashioned with the materials that comes from that territory. So for man to live on the earth, God had to form man from the things that you have on the earth. That's why he said man was formed from the soil. So if you analyze this nature of man, you are going to find out that man is about 70 to 75% water. And the earth as a whole is also 70 to 75% water. There are parts of a man that doesn't decay. The bone, the hair of a man doesn't decay. Now, if you look at the rocks also will not, you won't find them. So if you analyze the constituents of man, you are going to find it in all the things that you have on the earth. Now, But before that man will be able to operate in the physical body, while the spirit man was already placed in this body that is housing the spirit, there needed to be a connection between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. And the Bible said, and God breathed upon the man that he had formed, and the man became a living soul on the earth. That soul that was mentioned there is actually the connection between the spiritual realm to the physical realm. Now, it is not as though all these parts are disjointed, that, you can piece. No. The mind, therefore, forms a boundary, a connection. For instance, if you dig a borehole in your house, that borehole, in fact, I lived in an apartment that had a borehole, but yet the water was not running into the apartment. What was the problem? It was not the borehole that had a problem. The problem was with the channel of connection between the borehole, which is supposedly a reservoir of, if you can quantify the amount of water, but the water didn't run into the apartment. Why? Because the connections had a problem. They brought in a plumber that didn't know what he was doing, and then he did a connection, and the water refused to run into the apartment. Listen, the same way you have a water board. Maybe for those who are in states where they still use this water board, supplies, you have the water board, and water board have enough of water, but that water can only get to your own apartment if you are able to connect the channel to lead to your apartment. The same way, everything that man needs on earth, everything that you will ever need in life, they have already been given to you, but they are stored in the spiritual realm. They are stored in form of thoughts that you do not see. And it is the mind that is the system of conversion of all the things that you have. Let me tell you, if the pipe that you connect from your water board to your house is a 1-inch pipe, that is also going to determine the amount, the volume of water that you'll be receiving in your house. If another person decides to use a 6-inch pipe to draw water, listen, the problem is not with the water board. The problem is with the channel that connects the water board to your apartment. The problem that you have is not that God is not answering your prayers. The problem that you have is not that God is not seeing the suffering that you are going through. The problem that you have is just what is the channel of connection between the things that God has made available for you and the life you are living here on earth. You see, many of us are going to wonder, sometimes I ask myself, why will the Bible be saying, of course, they said the heaven is like that, heaven is a place of joy and rejoicing, and the streets are paved with gold. And yet, the Bible said that God will wipe away tears from people's eyes. The question I kept asking myself is, why will people get to heaven when they should be rejoicing, they will be crying? And someone said, no, it's tears of joy. And I said that people who are sharing tears of joy, they don't need handkerchief to clean their tears. In fact, you don't even clean their tears because you know that they are tearing for joy. It is only those who are tearing for regret, for pain, that you wipe their tears. And my own conception, what I think is going to happen on that day is that when you get to God, and then God decides to show you all the things that were available for you to live your life on this earth, you will see that you were living in I don't know the area that you live now, but God had planned that you should have a mansion in Maitama, for instance. but you decided to go and build or to go and rent a BQ in Jikoi. You know where Jikoi is for those who live in Abuja. Or you decide to go and stay because you felt that I cannot afford it. Many people will begin to cry because you see the beautiful things. You see that you were wallowing in pain and sickness with diseases all over, and then you were battling with this disease and battling with that disease, and then God showed you that I made health available for you. Look at it. It was there for you. But because your mind was so myopic, your mind was so small that it was only able to be bringing drops and drops and drops of water. No wonder the songwriter says, blessings around us are falling, but for the showers I plead. Why? Because he knows the showers is there. The problem, so when the Bible says that he will wipe away their tears, is that you will now start crying. You mean this one was for me? Oh God. Jesus will say, no, you don't need to cry. Clean your tears, clean your tears. That part is over. You are already in another phase. I don't want to get to heaven and shed tears. And that is why I am doing everything to expand my capacity, to expand my connection between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. And one of the quickest way to ensure that that capacity is expanded is when you begin to practice the habits of people who already have a bigger capacity. When you begin to do the things that they do, your capacity will begin to enlarge. As you are thinking it and you begin to act, you begin to do this. Okay, he said they read. Do you know? Let me tell you. If you claim that you read, books very well, and that yes, you read or you listen to messages, and the actions that you have been taking a year ago are still the same actions you are still taking now, then you are not better than somebody who doesn't read. One of the things that reading does to you is to occupy your mind with the thoughts of great people. And that thought, it's supposed to make you to start acting differently from the way you used to act before. I wonder why people think that they can remain the same way they have been and expect a miracle to happen in their life. Let me tell you, this you that you are now, you cannot remain the you that you are now and expect to become that great person you are thinking in the future. Every levels of life demands a level of you. And if you do not metamorphose, imagine a butterfly wants to fly when it's still a caterpillar. Is it possible? It is not possible. It is not. For that caterpillar to fly, the caterpillar will have to break out of the cocoon, and that process is always difficult. For the chick to begin to look out for food for itself, that chick must break out of the shell. You cannot remain in your shell and you still have the, let me tell you, no matter how beautiful you think that you are as a chick, if you hide in your shell, we still see you as egg. If you remain within that shell, we still see you are not different from the egg that we are seeing. And of course that you know what we can do with the egg. One person, a little child, can finish one egg. But if you want to grow to a point where an entire family cannot finish you in one sitting, then you must break out of that shell. And one of the things that helps you to break out of the shell is when you look at great people. What are they doing? How do they live their lives? What are their routines? What are the things that they do on a consistent basis? How can I begin to do that same thing also? How can I begin to inculcate those things into my own life? And as you begin to do it, you discover that you are gradually shifting away from where you used to be. And you look back, you can't see the old you again. And the things that you were begging and you were looking for suddenly will become you. Let me tell you, the things that you are struggling with right now, do you know that when you grow, when you expand your mental capacity and your routines and habits also change, do you know that those things will run away from you? Those things will be the one to reject you. I'll share this story with you. This phone that I am using is Samsung M30. Now, I bought this phone, I think about 2 years ago. Yeah, I think about 2 years ago. When I started doing my daily podcast, I started using the audio live on Facebook. That audio live, the way Facebook app was designed, Facebook app was not designed to build in audio live. But the old version of Facebook had audio live. So, as at the time I started our podcast, I uninstalled the new version of Facebook that was on my phone, and then I went and installed the old version of Facebook. And when I installed the old version of Facebook, I could use the Facebook Live, the audio live for my daily podcast. And I used it for quite a number of podcasts. I think it even took me more than 100 episodes. But something happened not too long ago. I got my phone had access to a Wi-Fi data, a Wi-Fi connection. And I never knew the settings that I had on my phone was that there were some updates on the phone that will not update except it is a Wi-Fi connection. So my phone updated itself without my permission because he saw a Wi-Fi data to suck on. So my phone, operating system updated to the new version. And you don't want to, you know what the phone did? The phone went uninstalled the old version of Facebook by itself, because the new version of Facebook came with the current update of the operating system of the phone. So the new version of Facebook was installed. And then one morning I woke up to do my daily podcast, and then I discovered that I couldn't get the audio version. For several days, I uninstalled it. I deleted the new version. I went to go and install the old version like I did before. Guess what? The old version could not be installed on my phone. For days, I kept trying. The old version refused to be installed. The old version rejected I don't know if you are getting what I'm trying to say. The old version of Facebook rejected. So today now you discover that the current version, the new version of Facebook does not have audio live. So now I do my daily podcast on Anchor, and then on Anchor platform, and then I share the link through Spotify and all that. What happened? The life that you are living now, if you can upgrade your mind in alignment with the habits that you are building, this lack and want, this headache today, malaria tomorrow, they will run away from the new version of you that you eventually become. That is how life is. And I want to tell you, do not take it for granted. Update your mind as much as you can. And while you are thinking, while you are reading, while you are acquiring knowledge, convert that knowledge into mastering yourself and begin to do the things that knowledge it has helped people who put the knowledge together to start doing. And I want to tell you that you will see changes in your life just like night and day. So just give me a moment. I'm going to find out from our host, from our guest for today, and know when exactly he's going to join us. So just give me a moment, stay with us, brood over the things that I've said. And if there are any questions you need to ask, drop them on the comment section. I will take them as we get back. All right. Sorry for the breaking transmission. I just had to get a confirmation. He has actually been in a program and he's rushing right now to his hotel room. So in the next 5 minutes, he will be with us. I'm happy because it's been a very tight one for him to be able to join us. But before he comes, I want to share this with you. This will help somebody. Let me quickly say it. This is actually what I only teach to my paid students. But I'm going to share it with you because I don't want to hold anything back. You see, many people really don't know what the law of association, what he does. Please, take this from me. If the set of people that you are very close with, the people that are your close pals and close associates, if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the first 5 that you can count, if all of them are earning the same amount or similar to what you are earning, I want to beg you, if you truly want to make progress in your life, please break out of that association. It's not like you are telling them, no, I don't want you to be my friend again. No, that's not what you will do. What you will do is to begin to grow and look out for people that looks like where you are going or are going the same direction with you, and go and keep company with them. There is what is called the 95% law of association. And that if you have 9 friends that are failures, you actually didn't count well. They are 10, and you are the 10th person. If you have 9 friends that are millionaires, you didn't count well. They are actually 10, and the 10th person is you. People do not know that environment beats will over time. The environment that you stay in will eventually overtake the mindset that you think you have. So, if you have a mindset to grow, if you have a mindset to become better, if you have a mindset to do things better than you are doing now, I beg you, look for an environment that will support that mindset. Surround yourself with friends and allies that will support that mindset. If you remain where you are, you remain with the same set of people that you are mingling with, they will keep you in that state of life longer than you expected. Have you wondered why the book of Proverbs said, he that keeps company with the wise will be wise, and the companion of fools shall be destroyed? Why will the companions of fools be destroyed? It's because the destination of fools is destruction. He didn't say that if you keep company with the wise, they will teach you to become wise. No, that's not what the Bible said. What the Bible said is that he that keeps company with the wise will become wise, and the companions of fools will be destroyed. The reason is because when you keep company with people, you only think that what you are sharing with them is just your words. You only think that what you are sharing with them is maybe the food that you eat together, you just play. No, no, no. Our mind does not have boundaries. Our mind does not have boundaries. I have shared this in several platforms. When I was still in school in my undergraduate years, I had a flatmate who was doing a business that required that you play certain kind of music and you bring out the loudspeaker, that can attract people. And of course, you know that the kind of music that will attract people to come and rent CDs are not the kind of music that somebody like me would be a fan of. But do you know that while those music were playing in front of our flat, because I kept listening to those music, I was not listening to that music consciously. I was not listening to that music deliberately. I didn't say, my friend, put this music, I want to hear the music. No. Most times I will run into my room and shut the door. But of course, because that music kept playing, I am going to, do you know that till now, I still remember the music. And when I sing it to you right now, you will be shocked. But do you know what happened to me? While I was doing my devotion, and of course, because I want to sing some worship songs to revive my spirit and connect, guess the music that came out of my mouth? I'm with you, my yori yori. Yori yori. Listen, I have already sang the song up to 2 times before I remember the lyrics that I was singing, that it was not in alignment with what I was doing. How did that music get into my mind? Environment. Environment will always beat will over time. My choice, my decision, my will was not to listen to that music. But as long as I remained in that environment where that music was playing, my mind became vulnerable to the music. My mind became vulnerable to the music. And my mouth began to manifest the music that has sunk into my mind. That is exactly how you reflect and manifest the mindset of the people that you surround yourself with. Take this from me that I said it. Anything you are doing, let me tell you, most of my friends right now, they are coaches. And most of them are coaches that have gone ahead of me in the business. Most of them are people that are doing yes. Why? Because their lives, their mindset will be entering even without communication, and in no distant time, without much effort, I will begin to manifest those mindsets that have entered me. It is called communion. When you stay among people, you are communing with them. You don't need to go and learn how to become a man who is not faithful to his wife. All you need to do is to look for a set of friends that are good at unfaithfulness, infidelity. Don't ask them about it. Don't tell them to teach you. Don't tell them anything. All you need to do is just for you to keep company with them. Before you will know, before you will realize it, you will be shocked that you will start doing the things that they are doing without them teaching you. So I always advise, if you want to grow, the first thing that you should do is for you to surround yourself. Look out for people online, physically. Look out for people that think like you think, that do things like you do, or that do things like you want to do. If you remain with your old company, you will continue to remain your old self, and you will continue to produce your old result, and you will continue to live your old life. Show me your friends. I will not tell you who you are. I will show you your future. Show me your friends. I will not tell you who you are, but I will show you your future. The friends that you keep matters a lot. No matter the attachment that you have had to your old friend, except you want to remain your old way, except you want to do your old thing, except you want to remain, you want to produce your old way. But as long as you desire to grow, as long as you desire to bring out the best version of yourself, as long as you want to do something better than you are doing now, you can't do it by remaining the you that you are now. If you could do it by remaining the way you are now, you would have done it a year ago. You would have done it. You would have done it many years ago. If the way you are now, the you that you are right now, and the friends that you are keeping right now, if they were sufficient for you to live the life that you are dreaming, you are aspiring to, my dear, you would have achieved it long ago. It wouldn't have been an aspiration, it would have been an achievement. One of the first steps to growth is for you to surround yourself with the kinds of friends that you truly desire. And I have in the house already our guests. I'm going to share my screen so that I can do a brief introduction of our guest this evening before he comes right on stage. What is he going to be sharing with us? He's going to be sharing with us his habits, his routines, the things that he's been doing for several years that has brought him to where he is today. The reason why I will be scouting for him to come and speak on my platform, it's because I have read about him. I have known what he has done. I read and saw where he came from to where he is today. And I knew that no, this person should come and share this thing with people. Let people know that this thing is not rocket science. So this evening, I'll quickly share my screen with you so that I can introduce our guest. All right. Quickly, this evening I have in the house I have in the house, it is my singular honor to bring to our stage this evening Emeka Nobis, and is popularly known as the Don. Of course, you can see it from you can see it from the art he's putting on. Who is this Emeka Nobis? Emeka Nobis spent 10 years of his life working as a mechanical engineer for a multinational oil servicing company. During his years working there, he met individuals who were gifted but couldn't come to terms with showcasing their gifts to humanity. And then Emeka Nobis resigned from his job. Wow. A multinational company resigned from his job to focus on helping individuals who have a message to share with humanity but are scared, doubtful, and confused to become exceptional by clarifying their messages, build a platform for the communication of their ideologies, and to end by establishing profitable business systems. And then he also works with organizations to help them entrench progressive leadership culture that turns employees into brand ambassadors, train middle and top managers on team dynamics and communication strategies that increase loyalty, bonding, and patronage. And also, he's your quintessential writer. Yes, that's what he's known for. He's a writer. He has several books that he's written. He's a coach. He's a business consultant, a trainer. As a sage, of course, you know what a sage is. He utilizes effective coaching models to aid individuals and organizations re-engineer their paradigms, thereby creating optimal culture for success. Who is this Emeka Nobis? Who is he? He's trained and certified in the use of practice of Ericsonia, hypnosis, result technology, performance consulting, and neurological patterning, and then repatterning. And who is he? As a thought leader, he helps individuals who have experiences, gifting, expertise, or knowledge in subject areas to define, clarify what their focus should be, communicate their ideologies using formidable platforms, and to aim profitably by setting up processes and systems. And he blogs regularly on his website and has a thriving social media follower. Now, listen, this is on Twitter, 10,000. His Facebook followers hit above 60,000 just recently. And of course, you should know that that's already a nation. I know that Luxembourg doesn't have up to that population, so you should know the person that we are bringing in here today. He founded and administers a Facebook group, Pen and Ink Masters. He founded it to help individuals become truly exceptional at utilizing their giftings, expertise, experience, and knowledge to build profitable enterprise. Who else is he? He is a TEDx speaker and has been featured on Nigeria Info FM, Today FM, Wazobia Max TV, Wish FM, and Redeem FM. He has been featured on lots of print and digital media, too many to mention. Emeka Nobis is married to Joy, and they have a son and two daughters together. He lives in the city of Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Nigeria. Please do join me as I make welcome this evening Emeka Nobis in the house. All right. I want to quickly say something personal about this man who is here. Now, I want to say this, that I have not met Nobis one-on-one. I have not met one. One of the things that endeared me to him is the fact that if you send Emeka Nobis a message on Messenger, I can guarantee you that in less than 1 hour, you will get a reply from him. The day I sent my first message to him, I was not expecting a reply from him. I was just thinking maybe in a week's time. Why? I know the number of followers that he has on Facebook. I know the kind of things he does on the social media. But he replied every messages that you sent to him, and that has stood him out of so many people that I take as my mentor. And this evening, I have him here. I have pursued him and I am very happy that he's here. And let me say this to everybody: he's doing this from his heart for free. I don't think there are up to two of his like that has the cloud, the population that he has, who will want to do this for somebody like me that he has not seen face to face, and he's doing it for free. Sir, I do not take this privilege for granted, and I appreciate you for making out time to still come this evening despite your tight schedule. Sir, I'm very privileged. You have the floor. Good evening, sir, and you are welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I want to start by apologizing for all the times that you had wanted me to come on board, and I missed out the times. A lot of things have happened. Even today, I left the wearing to come to back to Port Harcourt, and then I went to speak at an event. And you know how these events can be. The event was supposed to start at 2:30, so I felt that by 6 p.m. we would have finished up, and we got to 6:30, and I was still there. And speak and also sit on the panel. So I didn't know how to just steer myself away. For the other times, things that happened, a lot of things, because the thing is this: the more that you become, or the more influential you become, a lot of individuals start looking for you and for your time. I want to know if actually you're hearing me correctly. If you can, let me know that you're hearing me correctly. Okay. So the more popular or the more famous that you become, people start to give you attention. So sometimes it can really, really be tough. Sometimes I forget lots of things. I forget radio invitations, and right now I'm trying to right all the wrongs by having a personal assistant that take care of my life and the things that I put out there. So thank you. I have been invited to speak about habits and the kind of things that I do on a daily basis to be productive and to power up at the level that I'm powering on. I look forward to becoming better than I am today. Look forward to, yeah, you can hear Evans. Thank you very much. Evans says that he can hear. I'm glad. So I'm getting better and better on a daily basis, and because I know that I'll be more, and I know that my needs. So what are the things that I do almost on a daily basis until evening time? Right. So let's go straight to it. So when I wake up in the morning, um, I do what I call toilet time. I do what I call toilet time. Yeah. Some individuals wake up. Oh, that phone is behaving. Sorry. Right. Okay. Okay. So even for this live stream, I'm holed up in a friend's hotel. I'm doing it here home. The event where I went to is very close to this hotel, so I just had to come in here because if I wait till the time I go home, you guys may not will. So the first thing I do in the morning is what I call toilet time. Some individuals call it their emotional time. So they wake up at the emotion, right? So for me, it's toilet time. It's when I walk into the toilet, and then I sit there in the toilet, right? In my thing, you know what I know. I know your thing, right? But it's a place that I call the sanctum sanctorum. The place of where I'm quiet, the place where I feel that my world is together, a place where I am free of distraction and pressure. The place where I feel that my mind is empty to begin to reflect on the things of life, where I have been, some showing gratitude for the things that I achieved in life, and also to think ponder about the present and actually I move into the future. So I stay there. Sometimes I walk in there with a book. Sometimes I don't. And as part of my time, people do prayers in different forms. Some people are very energetic when they pray. They shout and they shake, they vibrate. I'm not that kind of person. So in there, I do what I call conversational prayer. So conversational prayer is like I'm talking to, I'm having a conversation, I'm gisting with my friends. So I'm having this talk, so to say, with God. All right, for those who believe in God, right? So it's not a fidgety or a body shaking kind of stuff. It's just me there on the toilet seat and conversations. Okay, so that's what I do. So in that morning, having that quiet time, toilet time, ideas begin to flood. me. Ideas begin to flood. me. Most times when I want to do carrying out a campaign or I'm trying to make an offer to my audience, those toilet times help me a lot because when I'm in there, I get a lot of ideas, strategies, people to meet, people to talk to, things that I need to do, action, places I need to go, speak to, missions that I need to have. So those ideas come flood. So I don't waste that time. I don't joke with that time. But I do it almost every morning. Whether I am in the hotel, whether I travel to my parents' house, whether I travel to anywhere, spend my time in the toilet in the morning, sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, sometimes as long as 5 minutes. Yeah, some of my friends say it's a bad habit because it can give me fire. I don't know. I drink water and eat things that don't make my poo too strong. So um, just don't know how to stop it, but that's one of the habits that I do in the morning. Okay, so some individuals wake up and they think that they want to study the Bible and all. That's fine, all right. I don't really have a specific time of the day when I do those kind of things. My life, reflecting everything that has happened, my journey, having this conversational periods. That's usually the first thing I do. Okay, so after that, the next thing I do is to have some kind of time to rest and relax, even before I go to work. So I relax. I've had my quiet time, but I relax a little bit. All right. Sometimes it's 10, 15 minutes, just to, let's say, it's kind of a decompression. Decompression because I've done quality time, I've been ideas. Somehow, pressure just comes, right? So I've written those kind of things down. The next is just for me to decompress. So I decompress by just resting a bit. And then when I'm done, that's another habit. When I'm done, is to eat. Sometimes in the morning, I don't I don't eat every morning, but I eat what we call our nutrient dense food, right? Nutrient dense foods. You need to realize that the kind of work I do is mostly intellectual work. So um, just putting my brain to work. I'm teaching, I am counseling, I am creating content, I am doing strategy sessions. So my brain is functioning every day. So it's energy sapping because I've come to see that sometimes those of us who like to work spends lots of energies compared to those who do stuff. All right. So for me to be able to power up my day and to remain completely active for day, all right, to remain active all the day, you need to eat nutrients, um, mostly fruits and vegetables, all right, some vegetables in the morning. So um, we call it a rainbow. So you eat colors across the spectrum. So you eat yellow, you eat green, you eat white, you eat red. So red can be watermelon, yellow can be pawpaw, orange, green can be carrot. Sorry, green it can be cucumber, right? Brown can be carrot, nuts, right? So you eat across. Yeah, another one is pineapple, all right? You have berries also, so you can eat across spectrum follows. By the time you eat all those things that you have packed in your body, nutrient dense foods. Well, like I say, I do it every day. Sometimes at dawn, I just leave the house after having taken water, and then I will leave. Like for today now, I've not eaten anything since morning. I've not eaten anything. Having leftover. Okay, in the morning I ate garden eggs. So I think I ate about 6 garden eggs, and I ate it's not is red. can't remember the name now, but it's like a berry, right? So that's just what I eat since morning till now. So eat nutrient dense foods. It helps to power your day and will give you the energy that you need to. Then when I now face my to-do list, my habit is I have a to-do list. I have my diary in my office. All right. Not diary, sorry. My is it diary? Yeah, it has dates on it. So every day I list out the things that I have to do for the day. Emails, calls, meetings. So those are my to-do diary. Those are my to-do diary. So sometimes I don't write. Some people say, okay, they start out with the tough things, or they start out with the simple things. For me, basically, I don't really do that. I can jump. So I can do one task at the beginning of the pile of my to-do task. I can jump to the third. I can jump to the last and come back again to the number two, right? So, but the key thing is that as I am achieving those to-do tasks, I am striking them off my list. And it's one of the things that I also advise people to do. All right. So to-do list, there's something to-do list for me. When I'm striking off those things off my list, I feel fulfillment that I'm taking one step per day to become a human being. So I may have 20 on my list, able to do five, I'm able to do 10. After that, I've taken a step to be a better individual. And then I can carry over the ones that are next day. Another thing that to-do list do for me is a show of gratitude. So by the time I open my phone and I see the things that I have to do, I'm grateful for the fact that I've been able to have the energy to be able to do it. So one is gratitude. Second thing for me is sense of fulfillment that I have taken steps per day. All right. So I see some individuals who get overworked and become mildly depressed because they didn't meet all that day. Sometimes even distractions come in. So it could be a call from a friend or somebody who tried to swing by the office, or just an impromptu meeting happens. All right. So I accommodate those distractions. I'm not all that serious all the time, not to accommodate some form of distraction. So distractions can come and pause from what I'm doing. So that's one habit. Having a to do list. So I keep working on the to do list, keep working and working, and then by evening I'll struck off some things from my list. I pat myself on the back, and that's it for the day. When I'm done for the day, I'm just sharing what I do for the day. When I'm done for the day, I go home. Right. So the next thing I go home to do is to stay with the kids for a while. I'm a father, I have three kids. So one of the things I do is to stay with them, because the truth is that you raise your kids to be confident and great and good. They also help your work. So it's a kind of emotional investment that will help you also. So if you're not invested in the kids and they turn out to be rascally, they turn out to be derelicts in the society, affect your work. I go back home, I spend like 15 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes with them, with them, ask for the day's work. But sometimes they don't pay attention to me. Sometimes they are watching their cartoon. But then sometimes when I get back, I go back with some goodie like chocolates or ice or chicken, and they surround me and joke, you know. It's also a form of decompression after the day's job. Then I'm set in with running down for the day. So I eat again, not so heavy. Sometimes I eat heavy, depending my energy level for the day. Sometimes it could be eating again the nutrient dense foods, or maybe some form of carbohydrate like potato or dairy, or as I'm led, as I feel to do. Okay. Then after doing that, then I'm set to start, winding down the day. This is one of the things that I keep telling people. Sleep is good for you to stay functional, productive. So you see individuals who keep shortening their sleep and say they are working, it may come back to haunt you and affect your mental health. So I advise every adult to sleep at least 8 hours per day. Yeah, I understand sometimes it's not so easy, but shut down at 11 or 12. I only exceed when there's something that I'm really working on, maybe a project or a thing or a book launch or something that will make me exceed the time. But usually, most times, 10, 11. I'm not trying to force myself now to do 9. There's a philosophy that I have. I'm living my life. I'm not living my life based on other people's standards. This is my life. All right. I'm running my own race. I'm not running my race on any other person's map. So I'm not here to compete. The results I'm getting are the results I'm getting fulfilled by them. So and I keep moving. Okay. So then I shut down. So that's it. And the next day I repeat. So other things I want to share with regards to habits. Number one, it's also to have quality conversations with your intimates. So for me, in my life, I have 4 intimates. We call ourselves 5 masterminds. Okay. So I have quality conversations with these people. Quality of conversations that you have will determine the quality of your life by the quality of the conversation. So the guys that are my part of my mastermind, there are 4 of them. Together we're in a WhatsApp group. I keep having these conversations that build us mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. So these conversations, they are happy to me to have these conversations. From time to time, I even go beyond my circle. Like 3 days ago, or 2 days ago, I hung out with a specialist in cardiology. Had conversations, learned a little bit about what she was offering, what she was doing, about some of the challenges I've had in my health, and she shared with me her own challenges and all that. And I got sharpened, all right? I got better, in my connections with. So I do deliberately have conversations with people, upwardly mobile people. Sorry. Sorry guys, because I'm using my phone, so sorry, it fell. I think I'm back again. I think it's better now. I hope you guys can see me well, right? Sorry, it's showing a lot more of the background now. Yeah, so I said the quality of the conversations that I was trying to embarrass me. Maybe I have to hold it while I'm doing the slide. Okay. So you guys can hear me correctly, right? If you can hear me, let me know. Okay. Sorry about that small infraction there. So the quality of conversations the quality of conversations you have are very important for life. So that's one habit I have. Conversations, quality of conversations. Okay, so the next habit of mine that I want to share with you is reading habits. Reading habits. Okay, so I cannot underestimate the importance of reading. So reading expands your mind. Reading makes you understand other cultures. Reading makes you become equipped with the skills to be able to function better. Reading makes you to understand the other perspectives so that you can broaden your world views. So reading is a great habit. Reading is a habit of yours. A great habit of mine that I read almost every day. Even today that I was coming, it's not here. Even today that I was coming back, maybe I can show you. Um, it's funny, but this was what I was reading on my way back from Owerri today. Nearly all the men in Lagos are mad. I mean, it's a collection of short stories, you know, just, making me understand um, how people behave and think as a from these stories. You get what I mean? So reading is one great habit of mine. Expand my mind, makes me views, other perspectives, helps me a whole lot. Reading. So you have got to have that habit of reading. Read books, read across different genres. So you can read biographies, poetry, drama, read across different non-fiction, fiction books, help you become a lot better. Okay. So the final habit that I want to share with you, be able to share all share or every other thing, maybe because of the question, series of questions, I'll be able to answer appropriately. Okay, so the final habit that I want to share with you from time to time is you have to be able to learn how to be by yourself from time to time. All right, aloneness is critical. Where you just be by yourself. Yeah, I'm married from time to time. I just tell my wife. The Bible says a man having set himself in time. So I have to be able to separate and be alone for some time. Just be able to decompress, to be able to be by myself, experience that alone. Yeah. So that's the final habit that I want to share with you. I believe that by questions we're going to have, I'm going to pop up a few more things. But this is just these are things that I do physically almost to achieve the results that I'm really sorry about these things. I'm not home, Okay, so yeah, I think I'm done with my sharing. I believe that with the questions we'll be able to a whole lot more. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think the things you have shared are just they are nuggets that anybody that truly wants to become great in life, they're even enough. Anybody that decides to follow these things you just shared now, they're enough for you to scale any height. Now, some of the questions that I'm going to ask is first is a lot of people give reasons why they cannot do the most important things to them in life. Oh, I'm busy. Now, sir, it is on record that you have written, I think, about 18 books right now.
16.
16 books right now. And I am privileged to have one which I would like to show, because I told you last time that I want to have all in hard copies. And the reason is because going through your books, you have a way of bringing fun into things that are very serious.
Yeah.
Why you are talking about something that is serious, but you still could make people laugh. And that's one style that I will say I've learned from your book. Now, with all these things you shared with us, you didn't tell us that, oh, I make out this time to go and write. So with all the busy schedules that you have, from your toilet time to your bedtime, when do you make out time to write that? Because if I'm going to look at from when you started till now, and you have written 16 books, that's almost an average of 2 books per year. That's almost an average of 2 books per year. And for you to, it is one thing to write a book, it's another thing to edit, it's another thing for you to publish. Now, it's not just that you have written a book, you have published 16 books. So, sir, how do you make our time to write?
The thing is this: when it comes to writing, yeah, 2 things actually happen to me. I can block out time to write. Like as I told you, the daytime in my office, part of the things on my to-do list is to write. So I can put in my to-do list to write a book, write chapters of my book, write a chapter of the book, or even some chunks, in the book. It's part of the to-do list. But then some individuals, they always waiting to find the perfect time. Sometimes they won't be perfect time. One of the things I did when I was working for an oil servicing company, was the fact that I used to buy back time. What I mean is that I didn't used to drive myself 80% of the time. I was going by public transport, being carried by my friend. So that in the cab or with friends or in the public transport, I'm buying back time. So I'm on my phone, I am dropping stuff, I am putting down stuff, right? That will aggregate over a period of time into something sizable, right? So I don't I can carve out time in the daytime when I have to work in the office times. I'm just buying back time without necessarily having up the time. For example, when I'm traveling, all right. So for individuals who are traveling, it's a time for you to read, a time for you to down. Okay. Like as I was coming now, I spent time in the cab reading that book until I got to the city of Otago. Okay. Sometimes night times, just scribble. If you read the story of J.K. Rowling, one that wrote J.K. Rowling's um, popular series that children read. For her name, I think it's J.K. Rowling. So the woman, despite all the things she was doing, she was carving out some time, the night time, in the morning time. They just write, and then as you keep writing, they keep aggregating. So when it comes to time factor, sometimes I feel that when it's serious enough, then you'll be able to create your time. It's serious enough. When it's serious enough for you, you can be able to create some time. For example, when you start having heart issues, and the doctor will tell you it's time for you to start eating, it's time for you to start exercise. Nobody will tell you to
Give
craft
that time.
time because you know that there's something serious that you need to start doing. Yeah, so
Wow. Wow.
that's how I'm able to function. And then another thing is this: I don't live the kind of life other people live. So maybe on Saturdays, people are in many halls, either doing wedding or attending burials or all this kind of stuff. I hardly do. All right. So I just look at my time and say, okay, what will I be able to do out with this time? Well, this person has invited me to go to his wedding. If I package 10,000 naira, wouldn't be happier that I sent money across. So I just do that, you know, stay back is and do what's so
Hmm.
that's how I can say I'm sure I do what I do.
Wow, thank you so much. The other question I want to ask, you talked about having quality conversations with intimates and people who are progressive, people who are also going. In fact, before you came, on stage, one of the things that I was sharing with the audience is the fact that your environment eventually will beat your will over time. So the people you surround yourself with will eventually influence your life into their direction than what you think you are thinking in your mind. So, sir, I want to find out how did you go about getting those friends of yours? Were they people you have known before, or at some point you just discovered that come, I want to move forward. I need people who are. So, how do you go about bringing such people who are always there for that quality conversation, because that strike a chord a lot with me.
All right, for all of them, none of them was my friend even in secondary school and university. I intentionally reached out to them. The first one I
Wow.
reached out to, I went into Silverbird Galleria in the city of Port Harcourt here, and I saw his book. It was in 2011 when I had written my own book. So I was looking for how I could get my book, sell. So I saw his book, and I opened the book in the bookshop, and then I saw his number, and I called him, and I told him I'm an author. I just saw your book in Silverbird Galleria. Will you give me the privilege of sitting down with you so that I could ask a few questions? And the guy obliged me, and that was how we became friends. And then he invited me to a program of his where I went to speak. And then the other mastermind saw me there. Then the other one, Namdi, he used to see the kind of things I do online. Then he invited me to go speak at his event, and I went and I spoke. And in his event, the other one, the fourth person now saw me, yeah, and that was how we connected. So ever since then, we moved just being friends to becoming closer, sharing. And then it was just last year that we really deliberately came together and said, this loose relationship that we have with one another, why don't five of us come together and be? So now we created a WhatsApp group. and WhatsApp, we share thoughts, we share ideas, like that. So the key thing there is identifying this individual that you want to be part of this mastermind, be part of his life, and reaching out to ask intentionally. But then understand that you're not just going because you want to gain something. Be sure that you are also going to exhibit this symbiotic lifestyle. You're not just going to take and take and take. Be sure that you're going to be also giving back to this individual. So it's mutuality for us, intentionality in being able to get this people to.
All right, thank you so much, because that's actually one of the 13 principles that Napoleon Hill talked about in the book Think and Grow Rich, the mastermind, getting people of like mind. Now, the last question I'm going to ask is, apart from getting your books, apart from getting to read your books, for people who truly want to learn you, because it's one thing for you to learn what people do, it's another thing for you to learn the person. And I feel that the easiest way for mantles to be transferred is not by learning what the person is doing, but by learning the person himself. So for people who may want to get to know you better, get to learn from you, what's the easiest platform to getting to reach you?
Easiest platform is
Because
Facebook. I'm there every day on Facebook, sharing content, sharing about my life, sharing my ideologies, sharing my failures, sharing my successes, sharing how I do the things I do. So it's the easiest way to do that is on Facebook. All right. So you can do my trainings. Yeah, I used to do coaching, but now coaching is more kind of exhausting my energy. So anybody who wants me to have direct interaction with the individual, I have to be willing to pay for the time. Okay, so and it's from $5,000 and above. So basically, it scares people. Say fine. So if you're not able to afford that, then go to my trainings, go to my timeline, buy my books. Okay. So I want right now in my life now all of the energies. I used to enjoy coaching many years ago. If you ask Temi will tell you we have been to coaching trainings together and all that. But now I don't enjoy coaching anymore. That's that kind of people tying to me, and I would have sessions and all that. I don't really enjoy that now anymore. I do more mentoring. So if you're able to pay $5,000, fine. We go. So, but the easiest way to
yes, sir, I'm with you, sir.
yeah, but the easiest way to get across to me is on Facebook. Watch my stuff that I'm putting out there, trainings, courses.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's also possible for the coaching that you have done for you to put them in digital format, and then people can sign up to maybe in a video format, and then people can get into.
I'm working on this now. Even on my office 2 days ago, somebody came to my office. He's a studio consultant, so I'm trying to set up a studio. Two things I want to do with the studio is to host individuals, just like you're hosting me now. Host the videos, record it to beautiful video, we edit it, and then we stream it live. Maybe every Saturday, so people can learn from people that I'm interviewing. Then second thing is that I use them to do my video, so I can give my staff and say, okay, hey, you guys, you have watched my life. Go and develop content based on leadership, or develop content based on habits, for example. And then they'll develop it. I'll come into the studio, sit down, look into the teleprompter, and then I'll deliver a video session in terms of, and then people can sign up, for cheap. Do you get?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I think I had to say that because for me, that's actually my own style of coaching, because I know that coaching can be that tedious. People want you there and all that. So the best way to reach as much people as possible at the same time is to just do them in a video, the same thing you are teaching, and then once in a while you appear with them and talk with them. I think I would be looking forward to that, at least so that people can get access to, because this knowledge, if we don't if we don't pass them across to the next generation, then it means that, oh, we are just going, like that. So sincerely, I appreciate you. From the very first time that I communicated with you, it has always been a time of revelation. One of the people that always rush to ask questions, personal questions, work and all those things related. You are the one, and I don't take this relationship for granted. And I sincerely wish that one day it will not just be like this. It will be that, oh, sir, we are having a lunch or dinner together. Thank you so much, sir, for making our time to be here. I appreciate your time, and I don't take it for granted. Thank you,
You're
sir,
welcome.
once again.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Welcome.
So for everyone, thank you all for staying till this time. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your effort. And finally, we've been able to host him. I want you to always stick with me on this channel, because I'm going to be bringing more people to talk to you about habits that is related to virtually every areas of our lives. And I know that you will not regret spending time with me here. For those who stayed till the end, I appreciate and value you so much. God bless you. Have a planned week ahead of you. And don't forget that I am Osas-Daniel, my master. I'll be here again next week for another interesting time. Have a pleasant week ahead of you. Yeah, for those who are still here, I hope I didn't miss any question. In case you had a question and it was not answered, but please, if you do, just drop it on the comment section. I will get the answers right back to you. And for those who want to reach me, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always open. I'm on Facebook, I'm on WhatsApp, I am on Instagram. Anywhere you can reach me. You want us to do things together, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm always available for us to do that together. And for those who are interested in the coaching course that I have, just look at the description below of this video, then you will see the details there. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, do not log out without subscribing right now. So I encourage you to subscribe so you can always get notification anytime I'm uploading new videos. Thank you once again. I had to come back to do this because I felt it was important. Thank you all. God bless. Cheers, and have a pleasant night rest.